Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Dude, and despite the cringy intro, I'm back here for another video on ATV Offroad Fury 3. This time I'm going to be exploring all of the glitch spots on this game. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So the first spot I want to show you guys is a cool spot that was found by Jay Ragan, I think his name is, or something, 81. But he had found a really cool spot on top of this train. And basically what you have to do is you have to go in reverse and lean all the way back. It's kind of difficult to actually master, but once you get it, it's pretty damn cool. But yeah, you have to make sure that you lean back the entire time, otherwise it's not going to work, at least not for me. Maybe that's because I'm stupid. But nevertheless, you can get up here. If you hit the brakes while you're still kind of on the train, like on the solid part of the train, you'll start floating, which is kind of cool as well. Once the train goes by and you stay on your brakes, you'll kind of float there. You can get out of it just by getting back to the gas, and I thought that was really cool. Also, by the way, you can also like move instead of staying put on the train, and you'll fall into the last train car. It almost looks like a flatbed, but it's not. It's just the last train car for some reason doesn't have any hitboxes. I don't know why the last one doesn't have hitboxes, but the other ones do, but that's definitely something to note. So the next spot I found here was on Beaver Dam. This one was actually found by me, and this one's the first thing I'm going to show you is not really a spot, it's just kind of a cool glitch thing. But basically you can jump the river on Beaver Dam, or not the river, the dam or whatever. You could jump completely over it, you don't even need to take the bridge or go around it. It's pretty useless, but I just thought that was cool and I thought I'd show you guys. So the next spot was found, I think, by Boba Fett on the PSP. He found this on the PSP, and then I ended up trying it on the PS2 to see if it worked. And sure enough, it worked. Basically, what you have to do is you have to come back and you have to get a massive run down this straight here, right towards this jump. And you have to line the jump up properly. The jump isn't actually too difficult to make in terms of distance. It's more lining it up. But once you line it up, you'll land on this little wood pallet here. All the wood doesn't really have textures except for the bottom part of it. So you can kind of, it's kind of a cool spot as it is. And if you were to play like some kind of hide-and-seek ATV game, it would be difficult to find you. But anyways, you could fall inside of that little tin thing there, that little secret area. Basically, you can't get in there any other way. You just gotta be careful not to go in the water, otherwise I think it will reset you somewhere else, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that was definitely a cool spot found by Boba Fett on the PSP. Next track we're on here is East Point Quarry. This spot is actually found by myself as well. It's kind of an awkward jump, but it's the only way to get up to this particular building, and it's kind of weird. But if you go run up here, you can line this up perfectly, jump, and it's actually not too difficult of a jump. It looked a little harder than, I made it look a little harder than it actually was. You can get on top of this roof, and again, this is really the only way to get up here, so I thought that was cool. You can also get to the boat from here, which is kind of cool as well, so yeah, that's awesome. So the next one here is kind of another jump here found by me. It kind of starts from the starting area, but basically you have to go forward and kind of go down the straight. You don't actually have to, but I do anyways. And essentially you have to put a pretty precise jump, like time jump. It's kind of difficult at first because, I don't know, it's kind of difficult at first just because you can't, you can jump over it really easily. So you just have to be careful, not go too high, not go too fast. And you'll land on this roof, and you can kind of traverse around here. You could fall to the bottom level here and also just kind of explore and do your thing. And last but not least, here on East Point Quarry, there's this one last spot. This is actually one of the easier jumps in the game. But basically, you just go here on the racetrack, go forward, and right here, I was lucky that I didn't die because I hit the wall pretty hard, but basically you can traverse on this roof. I don't know if you can actually jump to any of the higher roofs or the second floor to this. Maybe that's another video for another day. But I thought this was kind of a cool spot, and yeah, let's move on to the next one. So off of East Point Quarry now, we are going to go to the Pro Freestyle maps now. The Pro Freestyle maps are actually kind of cool. A lot of them showcase some of the biggest glitches in the game, and it seems like they have a lot more glitches than the National Freestyle. The reason I think that is because they're really small maps, and I feel like they might have been an afterthought as well, because the only thing that actually takes place on these maps is Pro Freestyle, where Beaver Dam, Sequoia Forest, all those other places, there's just kind of like races on there too, so they have to make sure there's not a lot of glitches. But on this one, there's quite a few glitches on these maps. So the first one I want to show you here is on the scrapyard. And this one's actually kind of interesting. I didn't actually get the glitch. It's the hardest one in the entire video. But I thought I'd just mention it because basically what the glitch is it you try to land on that bridge, kind of get over that railing that I didn't get over, and you basically fall through the map with your ATV and fall forever through it. As you can see by the character, I fell right through it as well. But like if you stay on your ATV and don't crash there, you basically fall forever. The jump is really, really, really difficult. So if you want a challenge, then obviously that's the glitch for you. But again, that's really, really, really hard. The next one I want to show you is another one found by me, and this one I found really cool. But basically, I think you could do it with any ATV in the game. It's actually pretty easy to do once you get used to it. But essentially, you have to get a lot of speed kind of leading up the way I do here, where you ride the banking and then turn in. And if you take this jump at the right angle, you'll get on top of the bridge here. The bridge doesn't look like it has any textures when you're on top of it, but it does. And it has hitboxes, so you can just kind of traverse along it. There's not a whole lot to do up here once you get up here. But once you do get up here, you actually can like go along this little beam and kind of float through the middle of the map, which is kind of cool. And you can do it on the other side too. Just kind of a cool spot that I found, and one of the better glitches in this game, definitely. The next glitch I'm going to show you is on the construction site. It was found by a couple guys named Skater Boy and Lacrosse Kid. Essentially, I found this one really cool. You can go up through here. If you take this jump at a certain angle, you'll be able to get on top of this little platform here. By the way, that bridge that you saw to the right when I was jumping actually doesn't have textures, which is kind of funny, and hitboxes, because the bridge on the scrapyard does. This one doesn't, so you can't land on it or anything like that. But you can land on this, and you can go around. You can't get outside the map or anything because there's blockades there, but the Lacrosse Kid found a part of this spot where you can actually get on top of this beam and kind of traverse your way up there. It's kind of cool. Also, you can go down onto this blue tarp and kind of just travel around, go below, and do your thing, kind of circle the outskirts of the map. There's no way to get out from here, but luckily, if you go back on top of this little blue tarp, you can actually get out back into the map, so you're not actually stuck outside the map, which is kind of cool. And it's very unlike the next glitch I'm about to show you, where you're completely stuck. So this next glitch, like I said, this one was found by myself, and basically, it actually one of the underrated double backflip jumps in this game. You go off of it, and instead of staying inside the map, you hit the right angle, and you can actually go right through to the other side of the map and fall forever. This is actually kind of a precise jump. You have to make sure that you don't go too far to the left, and you have to make sure you stay high enough when you're going over the barrier. But when you do, it's actually pretty damn funny because you literally just fall forever. You just fall to your impending doom, which never happens because you literally fall forever. It's a good time to test out all the stunts, which is obviously what I did. I had like 27 multipliers going down there, and I found that kind of a funny glitch. So the next map I'm going to show you guys is City Park. This is the one with the most spots, but it's not like there's no significant massive glitches. But there's the most kind of little spots that are kind of cool, and I thought a lot of these spots were cool. First of all, the spot found by Boba Fett that works on the PSP version of the game doesn't actually work on the PS2 version of the game, to my knowledge. I'll let you guys decide if it works. Maybe I'm just stupid and I don't know how to do it properly, but it doesn't seem to work on the PS2 version. So yeah. You could also get up here, kind of just a dumb spot, not really a glitch, but I thought I'd show it anyways. Alright, as for the next glitch, this was one found by me actually only a couple days ago. But essentially, you can get on top of this little ledge here. I almost fucked up, I probably should have died there. But this ledge probably circles about halfway around the entire building, and it allows you to just kind of explore and have a good time on it. And I don't think the developers intended for you to be up here, so I thought that was kind of cool. Next one's, again, not really a glitch, but more of a fun fact. Essentially, any of these little half-pipe jumps that you can go off of, they look like insignificant because you don't cover any ground when you jump off them. But you could actually get 3 stories in the air and enough air to actually do backflips. So basically, you could do the only place in the game where you could really do a stationary backflip, which I found kind of cool. So this next spot, I usually wouldn't show a spot like this because it's kind of lame. But basically, you get on this ledge. And the cool part about the spot, the reason I'm even showing it, is you can actually go behind this jump here, and you don't fall all the way through the map like you do on some of the other jumps that you can get behind, like on the PSP version. But you can hide back here, and again, if ATV hide and seek was a thing, this would actually be a pretty cool spot. Next spot was found by me about 9 years ago in an unreleased video. I thought it was kind of a cool spot, but you basically just can't overjump it. You just get enough speed to get on top of this roof. And you can kind of go along the top of the roof, fall down a level. And when you fall down a level, that actually leads us to the next biggest, probably the biggest glitch on this entire map, is you just go forward and you go on this ledge. Now, nothing funky happens when you're on this ledge. It's kind of a cool spot. But you can also go along here. And once you start going along here, your ATV starts doing funky shit. It starts going through the bottom of it. I'm actually surprised that it didn't glitch as much as it did. It usually glitches a lot more than that. But sure enough, you know, it started doing some weird stuff and ended up falling off and dying. And I thought that's kind of a cool spot. I always, you know, did that as a kid, so I thought that was cool. So basically, yeah, City Park is the map that has the most little spots, but no significant glitches. But definitely a fun place to be. I think City Park might actually be my favorite freestyle map in the entire game. So yeah, let's just get right on to the next one. So the next glitch, there's only one here. It's at Pro's backyard. There's not really a whole lot to do on this map. There are big jumps, and including the biggest jump in the game, but there's not many glitches. I look at this house here, and I said to myself, I can get on any part of this house except for the roof and that little left side part over here. So I said to myself, let's try to get up there. And sure enough, ladies and gentlemen, I found a way to get up to both the top of the roof and the ledge to the left. Using the same set of jumps here. The first jump that I did was just a kind of a jump to the left with lots of preload. You have to get quite a bit of speed and shift into fourth gear, and you'll land up here. It's not too difficult. The one on the top of the roof is actually a lot harder than the one to get on top on the side, but I barely made it. I made that look a lot harder than it actually was. I think you can do that with almost any ATV in the game as long as you have enough speed and you preload correctly. But it's actually not that bad. So if you do that one, it's definitely a cool glitch. You get on top of the biggest building in the whole entire map. So, yeah. Alright, the next glitch I'm going to show you is on another one of my favorites, is the training map. First of all, I want to throw out a disclaimer. You cannot get on top of this, even though there's textures up here. There's an invisible wall that blocks you. Luckily, right beside it, you can get on top of this little ledge here, and it's kind of a cool spot. It would be cooler if you can kind of go around and explore, but unfortunately you can't. You're kind of just stuck to this ledge, but I thought it was kind of a decently cool spot that, you know, nobody really... I think Training Park as a whole, the spots that you're designated to go in, is actually a lot cooler than this, but it is the only glitch spot on the map. Last but not least, we have Sidewinder Rocks. Basically, you can get on top of any of these buildings here on this side. There's a jump on the other side similar to the one that I just went off for the other roof. You can get on top of either of the roofs on this side. The roofs on the other side are a lot cooler though. I'll show you here. Basically on this side you can get on top of the roof, and you can also do this little trick that allows you to get on top of this, I don't know what it is, like a observing stand or whatever. The one that you got on top of on City Park, basically. Last but not least is the coolest jump, and this is the one that you actually have to get a lot more speed for this particular jump. But once you get it, you land up here, and there's actually no hitboxes. There's no lip. You're kind of just floating on top of the highest part of the building. So again, you're floating, which is kind of cool, and you're on the tallest building in the entire map, even though the map, you know, it is pretty empty. And of course, you can get to this building from either the jump or from that higher spot. But yeah, that high spot with the floating thing is kind of the party trick of this map. And yeah, I mean, that's about it, man. That's all I found on this particular game so far. If you guys would like to see me do another video on this, be sure to leave a comment and a like, letting me know if there are any more glitches that you've found yourself, or perhaps glitches, another video that I could do on this game. Yeah, be sure to leave me some feedback if you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you're new, subscribe if you're new, and click that notification bell. Thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy Dude, and I'm out. Peace.